Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm JC. Today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that I feel I need to work on within myself to become a more well-rounded and a better author. And these are things that being a part of the AuthorTube community have actually taught me and showed me that I need to work on about myself. Sometimes being within this community can be kind of like holding a mirror up to myself and like, oh, I need to work on that because this, this is working for this person. And I know everything doesn't work the same for everyone, but it never hurts to try different methods and, see what works for you, or see if a different method will work for you than you've been doing. Because if it's not working and you're not being as productive as you could be, clearly whatever method you're doing isn't working. So maybe trying something else would be helpful. And that's one of the main things that I've learned being a part of this AuthorTube community that I love so much. And so I'm gonna share the first thing, probably the most important thing that I feel I need to work on that would help me be a better writer, and is my time management. I'm not really good on balancing my time well, and if it wasn't apparent to me before I joined the AuthorTube community, it is glaringly aware. I'm glaringly aware of it now. I see so many people within AuthorTube getting so much done and effectively. It's not just looking busy. They are actually getting a lot done, and I admire that so much, and how well y'all can juggle so many projects. And I juggle projects. I just don't seem to actually complete all of them, which is where my time management issue comes in, because I know I probably could be on more live streams than I should be. Some would say I could watch a little less television, which I've actually decreased the amount of television that I've watched since I've joined AuthorTube, because I have too much to do, and I have no time to watch all of the television I used to watch. Although I think part of the reason that I was watching so much television before was because I was in a bout of depression, so I wasn't really writing much of anything, so I was kind of storing up on the creative inspiration that I get that comes from watching TV. But that is one of the things. I'm not going to cut out all of my television. That's just not happening. I feel like that would change me negatively as a writer if I just completely cut out TV because of how much inspiration watching TV gives me. But I have curtailed my watching of TV quite a bit. I do watch a lot of YouTube, but mostly it's to learn more things that I don't already know. And I keep wanting to be. I'm not a morning person, so I think some people here may already know that I'm a night owl. I pop up on the late night streams often. I miss a lot of the morning streams because I'm not a morning person, and part of the reason I'm not a morning person is because I stay up incredibly late, till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Therefore, I sleep in late. But I oddly enough, I've noticed before the times that I've gotten up in the morning and actually done work and writing in the morning, I'm a lot more productive on those days. So I'm working on trying to go to bed at a normal hour, or normal for me would be probably around 2 a.m. instead of 3:30 a.m. or 4 a.m. But I'm trying to work on going to bed at a normal hour. I only need a good 5 hours of sleep, maybe 4.5. I can get away with. So if I went to bed at 2, I probably could get up at around, we'll say 7, because 6 is probably not gonna happen. Yeah, I need to work on some time issues and juggling my projects, being able to know which projects take which priority, so that I can know which ones to put ahead of others. It's just, yeah, time management. The second thing that I know I need to work on is my ability to self-promote. I'm terrible at promoting myself. I have linked a few things of my work and my websites and things in the description box on every video, where my blog is, my online magazine is, where my fan page is on Facebook, my personal Facebook page I think is on there. I've linked those things so people can find me, but I'm not good at just always constantly talking about what I'm doing. And I know that it's something I need to work on, because again, if you can't talk about your projects or your work, how do you expect anyone else to? And logically I know this, but it's more second nature for me to pump up my friend's work or someone else's work that, you know, I love. Like, I couldn't say enough good things about Marissa Moby and all of the workbooks and the journals that she produces and puts out, and her she has some courses that she has, and talk about that in a different video, but she has some courses that she has, and I'm interested in taking them. I haven't gathered the funds quite yet, but yeah, see it like her, or I can talk about anyone else all day, every day, but when it comes to pointing the arrow back at myself, I'm not as good as I should be, considering the fact that I want to be a very successful writer, and I do want to be a very successful author who sells books. So I have to get better at promoting myself and talking about my work and my projects more fluently, because, you know, that's how they're going to sell. And if I don't get better at it, then I'm not going to be successful, and it's all going to be for nothing. So it's one of the things that being a part of AuthorTube is helping me with, because they're very good on self-promotion here. They're also good at pumping up other people in the AuthorTube community as well, which is one of the many things to love about this community. Number 3, I need to work on being more sociable and coming out of my shell, which oddly enough, I think the one thing I am resistant to do here in AuthorTube is the one thing that would help me the most with that, which is live stream. And I mentioned it before, but I've set up the StreamYard. I haven't done anything with it, but I've set it up, which is one step closer than I was before. But I do think that that's the next level of me being within the AuthorTube community, and I'm an extreme introvert. It is my nature to retreat from all social settings. More crowded something gets, the more I go inward, and I'm working on it. I struggle with it. I'm not saying that I find anything wrong with being an introvert, but I know that to be a successful writer, you're gonna have to talk to people. Being an extreme introvert doesn't help with that. So I think being on more live streams, maybe starting out as a co-host, or I don't know. I don't know. My plan is by November to be doing live streams in some form or fashion, whether it is co-hosting or doing my own. I'm not making promises, but that is my next goal, is to, by National Novel Writing Month, I want to be a part of hosting live streams or co-hosting. That I think will help me come out of my shell a little bit more, so which would help me become a better author, and definitely a more successful one. Number 4, I I think I need to, well, I know that I need to work on reading a lot more. Stephen King has this quote or this saying that and I'm paraphrasing because I don't know what it says exactly, like word for word, so I don't want to quote him and be wrong. I'm paraphrasing, but you can't be a good writer if you are not also a good reader. And I know a lot of people don't necessarily ascribe to things that Stephen King says, but I think he's absolutely right. I used to be able to read a book in 2 days. When I was younger, I used to be able to read a book a day, but the books when you were younger were only but so big, so it's not necessarily saying much. But I used to be able to read like at least 3 days max. It used to be what it took me to read a book, but I also wasn't writing as much while I was having that pace of reading. So I've discovered that the more I get into my writing and the more I write, the less time I have for reading. But I don't want that to be the case because reading is powerful. Just knowledge in books. It's all kinds of things that you can learn just from picking up a book. Even as far as the certain styles, if you know there's an author that writes in a particular style that you like to write in. Like, I love James Patterson's books. Part of the reason I started engrossing myself in his books, aside from the fact that I had decided I wanted to write a mystery, was because I liked his style and the way that he writes. And I know he co-authors a lot of his books, but he didn't start off co-authoring his books. So even though I know he does that now, I like, but even in co-authoring, the outlines, from what I've read about his way he works, the outlines are mostly his. So it's still his story. It's just someone else helping him write it, which allows him to put out books as fast as he does. But you can learn so much by reading. So I don't want my pace of reading. I know I can't read a book in 3 days anymore, but I feel I should at least be able to read more than I do now, which I'm averaging about a book a month, which I would like to at least increase that to about 2, preferably 3. I know there's a channel, and oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the channel right this second, but Editing Me will throw it on the screen somewhere when I find it, or put it in the description box. But she had put, one of her goals for July was to read 10 to 12 books in the entire month, and I think she read 13 in the month of July. And I don't know how I want to know her secret, but I don't know how Jessica Williamson is another one who reads a lot of books in a month. And I think I asked her on a live stream last night how she does it, and she does a lot of audio books and ebooks. Well, audio books. I don't know if she said ebooks, but either way, my goal is to learn how to get back into reading more and making more time for reading. But that also falls back in line with number 1, time management. I have to know how to balance things and prioritize what's more important and things like that. So and reading craft books too is just something else I want to get back into doing, because I used to read a lot more craft books than I do currently. But that's one thing. And number 5, which you might think is totally unrelated to writing, but I need to get back into a routine of working out and working on my physical and health. And being on AuthorTube actually has reaffirmed how important your physical well-being is connected to your mental well-being, which helps your writing. And I know Austin K talks a lot about hand health, which is something I didn't even think was a thing, which I don't know why I didn't, but the hand stretches that she did in the Evergreen Oasis writing retreat, which can be found on YouTube, were extremely helpful. And I didn't even realize that I needed to be stretching my hands, which I should have because I have arthritis in my hands. So I should have known that. But also, I used to, you know, I know you can tell I'm a larger person. I've been a larger person for a large part of my life. But I had, a few years ago, I had lost 100 pounds. And I was working out consistently, 5 days a week, going to the gym. And then I got in the accident that I got in 3 years ago. And I know it's 3 years, it's been a while. I should have fully been recovered, but not necessarily able to get all of the, I sprained my back, so a chiropractor was needed, but I could only get a certain number of sessions with a chiropractor that my medical coverage would cover. So I didn't have money to pay extra. So I probably could use a bit more chiropractic services, but I don't have it like that. So I still have issues with my back. So I couldn't go back into the gym. I did start back at the gym, but I found that I couldn't work out as long without pain in my back, like excruciating pain in my back. And so it's tough to navigate going to, and then right now we're in a pandemic, and even though gyms have opened up again in my area, I don't feel comfortable going into a gym because I just don't think it's smart at the moment. But that's me. So I have to find a way to get back into some sort of physical routine where, even if it's just in the house or around my apartment complex, where I'm, just walking a bit, doing something. I am drinking more water because hydration is expressed greatly in the AuthorTube community, and I'm listening. So I'm trying to make sure I get a certain amount of water every single, like plain water, because flavored water is a thing that I would do, but plain water up until now is not something that I jump at drinking. So, but I'm trying to work on that, trying to work on my diet, and just getting more mobile physically, because because of my back issues, they placed strain on my knees as well. So I'm trying. I really wish I could get back to where I could go to, physically work out 5 days a week with no issues, but yeah, I don't know that that's doable at the moment, but every little bit helps. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to start somewhere. So that's one of the things, and I think when I get my my physical health back on track, it would help with my writing, because all that stuff ties in together. When your physical health is better, your mental health is better. When your mental health is better, I think it helps with your creativity. Not saying that I'm having any dry spells in the creativity area, but it can always be better. I'm always looking for ways to make myself better, to learn more, to be better. And AuthorTube has helped a lot with some of that. And I think being a part of this community is going to help me become a much more well-rounded writer. So that's it for this video. And if you like what you see and want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comment section, what do you think that you need to work on to make yourself a better writer? And what is being part of AuthorTube community taught you about yourself as a writer or in general? Until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.